Hi, everybody. So we're in Microsoft Teams. This is what a meeting is going to look like. And I just want to show you a few different buttons. We're not going to go into detail. It's just a quick overview so that you know the buttons that you're going to need to use, especially for our very first meeting when we're on with parents. So yeah, so why don't you just go ahead, sit back, listen. And if you have any questions, just go ahead and put them in the comments. You can also send me a text message or shoot me a message on Class Dojo. All right, so let's get started. So if you notice, there's going to be a top bar, and that's where all the buttons are going to be. So if we hover across them without clicking, it'll say show participants. The next one's going to say show conversation, raise your hand, more actions, turn camera off, mute, and share content. Okay, so if you remember what I said earlier, every time we come into a meeting, we need to make sure our microphone is muted. Sometimes you're gonna forget, and that's okay. But once you get in, if someone says, hey, I need you to make sure your microphones are muted, and go, oh, okay, real quick, all you need to do is come, bring your mouse up here, and then put it over the microphone, and it'll say mute, and go ahead and click that, and then it'll put a line through it. And that means you're muted, so no one can hear what you're saying. If you have a question, or if I ask you something, what you're going to need to do is unmute the microphone so that we can hear you. Please don't unmute the microphone until someone asks you to do so. Okay, so let's keep the microphone muted. Next little button that you're going to need to know to start is this one. So this turns your camera on and it turns your camera off. For whatever reason, if you need some privacy and you don't want anyone to see what's going on, you just click this, push this button, and it'll turn your camera off. So yeah, so you want to make sure you use that. Okay, so let's turn the camera back on. You just click it, turn it off, you click it, turn it on, you click it. All right, so let's keep going. It says more actions. We'll look at that. We'll go over all this stuff in detail as we get going, but for right now, I just want to make sure you know the basics. So we're gonna go ahead and click that. We're gonna go ahead and leave that. And then if you go to the next one, it'll say raise your hand. This is a really important one. Everyone's microphone will be muted most of the time. So if you have a question or you need something clarified, it's really important that I see it. So you're gonna need to know how to raise your hand. And it's not like in a regular class where you can just put your hand up and I can see. You're gonna have to push the button. So if we come up to this little hand and we click it, if you notice, it colors itself in, and that means your hand is up. So once I call on you, you ask your question, we have our discussion, I want you to make sure you remember to lower your hand. So all you need to do to lower your hand is push the button again. All right, and if you see, it goes to being blank again, and that means your hand is lowered. So if you need to ask a question, you raise your hand by clicking this hand. It's colored in, that means your hand is raised. And then once you're finished, your question is answered or your comment is heard, go ahead and push this button again to lower your hand. Okay. Another thing you want to make sure you know how to do is how to show the conversation. This is one of the first buttons you're going to want to push when you get into one of our meetings. We're going to need to see the chat box, see the conversation that's happening. So after the raise the hand button, there's this button right here that says show conversation. And if you notice, it kind of looks like a text box that's in a comic book or a cartoon. So let's go ahead and click that. Then you'll see our meeting chat will pop up here, and we'll see different things you can do. You can type messages, you might answer questions here, you know, and all you need to do is come where it says type a new message, you click that, you can type whatever you want. My name is Mr. What did I do? My name is Mr. Cole. So, and then you hit this little tiny paper airplane thing, and that'll send it. Okay. Now, if you want to put an emoji, there's a little happy face right here. Go ahead and click that, and then you can pick up any kind of emoji for whatever the reason may be. Okay. So you click we'll click this teddy bear. We'll send the teddy bear out. Maybe you want to put a GIF. Go ahead and click this GIF right here, and then we can put any GIF we see. Okay. So we'll put this guy because he looks like he's crying, and that looks funny. So we'll go ahead and send that one. All right. I hope this video helps. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. Yeah, shoot me a message on Class Dojo, send me a text message. I'm happy to help get you where you need to be. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you later.